Ultimate players need better knee stability in general. Not only does it help with the injury reduction, especially ACL, MCL, PCL, injuries that happen a lot in Ultimate, but just general wear and tear over time, especially as you age. It's really important to keep your knees as healthy as possible. So there's a lot we can do kind of above and below to help that, but then there's also some ways that we can kind of address the tissue right around your knees, which is, you know, your hamstrings and your quads, in a way that's going to make a big difference for how that joint feels and functions. So the first one of those that I like to use the Gumdrop for is for your hamstrings. And for this one, you're gonna need something to sit on. So I love using bleachers for this, or you can just use obviously any kind of chair that you have. You wanna use one of the softer points of the Gumdrop as opposed to the pointy one for this one, just so that you can put a little bit of pressure in there and it works over a larger surface area. So you're gonna put this under your hamstring, find a place that kind of sucks. It probably won't take too long. And then you're gonna wanna hang out on top of that, and then only like with a 3 or a 4 on a 10-point pain scale ever. And then you're gonna wanna bend and straighten your knee as much as possible. So a lot of people don't have the flexibility in their hamstrings to be able to straighten their leg all the way. That's okay. Just get as much as you can. But notice if it feels really terrible as you lengthen your leg, that means there's definitely some issues in that tissue that you want to kind of break up. If this isn't hard enough, go ahead and put a little pressure down with your hands to give it just a little bit more intensity. But again, you want to be able to breathe and talk. We don't want to torture anybody. And just make sure you hit a couple different places and you don't just sit on that one all the time. But yeah, just bending and straightening will do a lot to kind of help release right around your knee area. So when you're working on your quads, you know you best. You might want a big one of the pointy ends. You might want one that's a little softer. Because I've done a lot of quad stuff in the last few days, I'm going to use the roundest one, the one that's the smallest, or the largest surface area, so that I know that I will be able to relax fully. So you're going to kind of face plant down here. Again, kind of find a place that kind of sucks. Once you've found that spot, go ahead and relax your upper body so you're not holding a lot of tension in your lower back. You want the spot to be fairly low down towards your knee. And then once you've got that spot, you're just going to kind of hang out there and bend and straighten your leg. So we're really trying to work through any issues on through that quad that are keeping my knee in a place where it shouldn't be. You might feel some pops and cracks in your knee on this. You might feel a little bit of a pull on the joint. As long as it's not painful, it's fine. It just means that you've got some tight quad muscles there. The other thing you want to do is from this position, you want to go internal and external rotation. So you kind of let your leg fall in and let it fall out. And just notice if you feel more pain or more restriction in any of those movements. That's something that you're probably going to want to pay a little bit more attention to.